Hello fellow crafters. I'm doing a YouTube layout hub, and one of our sponsors is the Lindy Stamp Gang. They're going to be giving away some Lindy Stamp Gang for prizes, so be sure to go. I will have a list below of all the participants, and I will also show you who is after me and have a list in case you get lost. You'll be able to go back to it and use it as a reference. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you about my layout and what I used, and show you a technique. The paper line, we'll start with the paper line. I used the pink paisley. I think this one's called the House of Three because that's what it says on the paper. Let me show you one. It says, yeah, it's the House of Three. I used this paper line for my layout. Also, I used a piece of corrugated cardboard, and that's the technique I'm going to show you on how I did this. So I'll put this to the side for now. Also used a doily. These doilies, these are paper doilies. And what I did with the paper doily was I cut it in half. I took my chipboard piece that I made and laid it down on top of this paper. Now this paper, have you know, has a lot of detail in it. So I didn't have to do a whole lot of detailing around the edges. But I took the doily and I sprayed it with, now I don't have a whole lot of Lindy Stamp Gang, but I do have a few items, so I'll show you the item I used. But I did use Tattered Angels, and this is the chalkboard strawberry shortcake, and I used it to spray to change the color, and then I went over it a little bit with the Mission Bells brown. Okay, I cut it in half, and I laid half here and the other half over here. Then I took some trim, this trim here. I found this trim at my local Hobby Lobby store, and I laid it across the cut line all the way down. Then I took some smaller ruffle lace, and I added it right here because you could see the cardboard underneath right here. But over here I did not. But I also added it behind up here. So there's a piece there. Then on my picture I used this paper line here, and I punched it out with a Martha Stewart punch. It's a scalloped edge along the top. And then also on the picture I matted it, cropped it with just white paper to bring out the picture, and also used one of my sanding blocks to sand the edges all around of the picture. And these little images here are cut from the paper, one of the sheets. I cut it out right here and put it up here, and this says be yourself. This is a picture of me and my daughter, and this is who we are. And I really like this picture, and I like the little saying be yourself. It was already on there. I also whitewashed the edges of this, and how I did that was I used a whitewash acrylic paint by Americana, and I dipped it, this stiffle brush, I dipped it in the paint and then worked it off until I got the texture I wanted. Then if you take just the very edge here and dip it into the paint and brush it off, you can brush it on lightly and you'll have a little bit of a whitewash on your edge. Also, I took to harden the look a little bit, I used my vintage photo distress ink along the edges. This is a doily flower that I received in a swap. I think she made it. And this is a flower that I just recently received from Juanita. Thank you, Juanita. And I just layered it up. This little arrow here was on the other side of the paper, and I cut it out. This little banner here, I stamped. The paper line has stamps that come with that you can purchase, and this is the stamp set that I used. It's called Daily Junk. And this little one down here, it says a little birdie told me. So I used that one and stamped that onto this little banner. And when I glued it down, I kind of like ruffled it a little bit to give more of a banner look. Then I added some flowers. Now these flowers are a mixture of Wild Orchid Crafts and Carla's Etsy store, Prima flowers. This is a little ceramic flower that my friend Katina gave me. And let's see, this leaf here I made with the ribbon that I got from my friend Elise, and then just some more flowers here and there. Now this little birdie here I did make, and I did use a stick. Let's see, I buy these sticks, and if you get them on sale, they're usually like a couple dollars, but you get a lot of use out of them because I will just cut little pieces off here and there each time I do a project that I do flowers with. This is what I'll use. And I did get this from Heather, my friend Heather. Thank you, Heather. So I've explained to you everything I did for my layout. Now let me show you how I got this look on this cardboard. What you want to do is you're going to find an old box and cut out the shape that you want. You can do circle, square, a heart, whatever you want. If you got a stencil, use it. This came from one of those healthy meals box I've got at Sam's Club. I think it had like 4 of them on it, and I just thought it was really cool. What you want to do is you want to find a spot where it's loose, and you want to pull this off. Once you pull that off, you can go through, and I use my nail, but you can use anything that you have that has a little edge to it, and go through and just push down to break that barrier. And then I just peel them off. I don't do a whole lot of work to it because I do cover it. Most of it gets covered. Then you're going to paint it completely with acrylic paint, which I use the whitewash, and you paint the whole thing. And then I sprayed the strawberry shortcake over it here and there, and then also did the Lindy Stamp Gang Mission Bells Brown on it here and there. And like I said, you can cut it into whatever shape you want. As long as you're not putting the photo directly onto this and you mat your photo, it's still going to be safe, and your photo still will be safe. It's not considered acid free, but the like I said, if you photo mat your photo, I've got mine up on Pop Dots, and it keeps your photo safe from any kind of acid that eventually will leak through in years to come. But this is my layout. I just wanted to share with you how I did this. Honestly, this is the first layout that I have done in probably 8 months or maybe more. I've been having too much fun working with minis and creating cigar boxes and stuff. So it was time for me to start doing some scrapbook pages, because I do own about 14 12 by 12 scrapbook books that are at least this thick, that are done in full. Maybe someday I'll sit here and show them to you. But have fun hopping around, and good luck to you. Hope you win something. Thank you. Bye now.